a comeback. What an incredible comeback by the reigning MVP, Josh Allen, and the Bills in New England. Buffalo was down 21-0 in the second quarter and outscored the Pats 35-10 to come back and win this game. They pull within a game of the division lead, and despite that 35-31 loss, the Patriots still have the strongest chance to win the AFC East at 64.5%, according to ESPN Analytics. The Patriots can claim the division with wins over the Jets and Dolphins in Week 17 and Week 18, but a loss to either of those teams opens the door for the Bills, who now hold the head-to-head tiebreaker. Jeff, which team needs the AFC East more?
Patriots. Listen, when you look at the Buffalo Bills, I would tell you, whoever they play in the playoffs, if they make it to the playoffs, whoever they play in the playoffs, they're going to be favored because of Josh Allen. And that's just the facts. Odds makers are going to do it. When you talk about the New England Patriots, having everybody come to your place, second-year quarterback, young team, they have not had an overly tough schedule. I know they beat the Bills, they split with the Bills, but from a how many good teams are you beating? They're going to be on the low end just because of how their schedule played out. You want those games at home with a young team, brand new head coach there, being at home, being in that environment, it pays dividends. I would tell you that if you would trust Josh Allen more to go on the road, again, CC made the point he hadn't won. He's played really well on the road. So Josh Allen would not be my concern. Their run defense is my concern in Buffalo. But as I look at this team, I think the Patriots need to be at home. Let me just tell you. Mike Vrabel has done an insanely good job in New England. Them boys are kicking themselves. They are kicking themselves and letting one get away. They let one get away. And Buffalo, give them credit. Their defense balled out. In the second half, they did a number of different things and shut the pace. Other than the Henderson, big run to the right and then sprint out to the left for however many yards, they basically shut them down. That was a minor miracle in New England. I don't see New England giving games away like that very often. They feel, I'm sure Vrabel's going, hey, man, this is what happens, right? You take your foot off the gas for 1 second. We're going to learn a lesson from this one. But Patriots getting that home field advantage matters to me.
Yeah, I will say this. I don't look at what happened in Week 15 as an indictment on the New England Patriots. They were down arguably their top offensive lineman and their top defensive lineman.
Right.
And that showed up in a major way.
Right.
Because they weren't able to keep Drake May clean and they weren't able to stop the run. Drake May clean and they weren't able to stop the run when the Buffalo Bills got it rolling in the second half. Right. Milt Williams changes all of that. Right. So if and when he's back for the postseason, I would expect the Patriots to be a lot better in that regard. Now, when it comes to who needs to win the AFC East more, it is clearly the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
Clearly the Buffalo Bills. Because it is Super Bowl or bust for Sean McDermott and Josh Allen. No Patrick Mahomes, no Joe Burrow, and potentially no Lamar Jackson. And for a quarterback that's never won a road playoff game, to have to go on the road and win three to get the. What do you mean, Stephen A? Hold on now. Let me finish.
This is that 6 a.m. This is that 6 a.m. guy talking.
Stephen A, let me make my point. It's year one for Mike Vrabel and Drake May. Year one. It's year 8 for Josh Allen and Sean McDermott. If they don't get it done now, when is it going to happen? It's Super Bowl or bust for the Buffalo Bills. It needs to happen now.
No, it's not the tenor of the question, no.
What do you mean? You said
that's not the tenor of the question. In other words, when you're asking the question, which team needs to win a division more, you're bringing up history. I'm bringing up in the moment right now, based on how these teams look and what we foreshadow is oncoming for the postseason. And I'm saying to myself, I'm looking at a guy like Drake May. Do you know that he's got 26 starts and he doesn't have a single fourth quarter comeback?
Right.
That's kind of alarming when you think about the postseason. You talked about how they were a bit hampered on the offensive and the defensive line, right? You talked about that. We talked about him, no fourth quarter comebacks. I'm looking at the New England Patriots and I'm imagining, in Foxborough, particularly with a second-year quarterback, you want the child to play at home rather than having to go on the road and produce. Josh Allen, I don't give a damn where he is. He's Josh Allen. And he's proven he's Josh Allen. It don't matter where he's at. Get him in, and he's going to deliver for you. We don't look at the Buffalo Bills. What do I say all the time, CC? Don't let it be you. Don't let it be you. So we haven't looked at Josh Allen and said it's him when it comes to the postseason failings of the Buffalo Bills. We've looked at everything else. We've looked at him and said, oh, he did his job. Right. And so I just look at it from that standpoint, and I say under these circumstances, I would say New England needs to win the division more so than the Bills, because New England is the one I would have less faith in them on the road than I would have in Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills on the road. That's the point.
Stephen A., would you agree that there has to be more urgency to win a championship in Buffalo than in New England?
Yes.
You would agree with that?
I would agree with that.
Hold on a second. Okay. This is Josh Allen's worst team. If you take Josh Allen out of it, his receivers, his defense, his run game, like you're asking him to do. Let me tell you something. If Josh Allen.
That's what happens when you paid a quarterback $300 million, sir.
They paid Patrick Mahomes $500 million.
And look at the team. And look at the team around him.
Well, will you take 6 for one?
But my whole point is they have to have urgency to win a championship. That's the point.
Everybody, but their team isn't built. You got to look at the Buffalo. But they are playing better. If they give themselves a shot at the Super Bowl, it is a minor. They don't have the dudes, the same dudes. You think about their defense, you think about their receiving core. Josh Allen is doing more with less than any other quarterback.
They don't have the dudes, but guess what? They also don't have to go up against the Chiefs. And outside of the Cincinnati Bengals, that's the only team that's put them out of the playoffs. So that's why they have to have.
That's everybody. The Chiefs beat everybody.
I don't know what you want me to say. I'm just trying to point it out.
I want you to say the Patriots should get home
No,
field. Yes,
no,
that's what you need to say.
Listen,
I was wrong.
No, I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong. There have only been 3 wild card teams to win a Super Bowl in the last 2 decades.
That's for sure.
So it actually benefits you to win the division and have a home playoff game. I think the Bills need that more than the Patriots because the Bills got to get to a Super Bowl more than the Patriots right now.
All right, we got to.
I feel you on the urgency of the Bills getting to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, when you talk about who needs to win the division more, I'm thinking about, okay, whoever doesn't win the division, and are you equipped to deal with it? I like Josh Allen's chances on the road better than I like Drake May's.
Yep.
That's my point. And I'm looking at it from that standpoint, and I'm saying, yo, if I'm the New England Patriots, particularly when you consider in history, at home, up 21 points or more, they were 124-1 in history, and they had won 104 straight games, went up by 21 points at home, and then that got derailed by whom? Josh Allen. Yeah. The very, very team that they trying to supplant. Oh, by the way, they had a division crown on the line, had champagne in the locker room, ready to celebrate, and it got derailed by who? Josh Allen. I'm just saying, for the purposes of this question, I believe that the Bills have a better chance of advancing in the postseason from the wild card position than the New England Patriots do. That's the point of the question. I agree that it's more pressure on the Bills, but I think they're more equipped because of Josh Allen.
He's trying to bully us. He's trying to be a radio show.
All right,
we got to leave it here after Jalen Hurts balled out against the Raiders. Someone